These beads, unbelievable. And like I said, the lights are back on now. So we carry on with our day, but we are different because of it. And I'm so glad we were able to bring that to you live on CBS 46. We were keeping our fingers crossed. And like I said, a higher power came through for us on this day.
Certainly did, and it was beautiful to watch it play out here live. Our special coverage of Eclipse 2017 right here on CBS 46.
All right, back here in Metro Atlanta, people gathered for watch parties really across the area.
Throughout the area, CBS 46 reporter Adam Harding is live at the Fernbank Science Center in DeKalb County. Adam, I know you were with some young people when we checked in with you last. Tell us what's going on there right now.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I'm not going to. I mean, it's not like Adam Murphy. I mean, I could tell that he was just so jazzed about what he was seeing up there with the complete totality. People were cheering. Here it was sort of like a, okay, yeah, that's really nice. And there was a moment.
Well, now that was disappointing right there, but we'll get back to Adam Harding in a little bit. And you know what? No matter where you are, in some of these viewing areas, you're going to see something, and that's all people want as they fellowship. We'll show you the rest.
Yeah, here's a shot from New Jersey right now. They're going to get, they're not going to get the totality in that area, but they're seeing something, and you will see something. And clouds are moving over. So how dramatic is that? You know, it's interesting though what Adam Harding was alluding to though. There is something special.
And there, I believe, is the president and the first lady, President Trump and Melania with the first lady with their special glasses on, and they too are watching and waiting for this historic event.
That's right. The president was going to watch it from the Truman balcony, we're told, with the first lady today. That's where they're standing right now and looking up. And Melania, put your glasses back on if you're going to look up. Can't look at the sun without the glasses, folks. Don't do it. Big mistake. Highly recommend against it.
I wonder what he'll say when he finally sees it. Huge.
It was huge.
Yeah. Much more to come in our special Eclipse 2017 coverage. We have a network of reporters throughout the area for you as CBS 46 marks this historic event.
You're watching a CBS 46 News Special, Eclipse 2017.
Sharon Reed alongside Ben Swan. We're just giddy in the studio because we have the best seat in the house. We think we're watching this stuff play out live. We just witnessed the historic eclipse pass over Georgia.
And so much drama associated with that, especially up in Rabun County, where the clouds moved over and then moved out just in time for an incredible show. A lot of you have been sharing your experiences on social media. CBS 46 anchor Tracy Hutchins monitoring it for us. Is it as exciting on the web? Tracy.
It is, and I have to tell you, I went out the back door of the studio here, and we were looking up with our solar eclipse glasses, and just as Paul said, kind of the clouds parted, and we were able to see it. Very, very cool outside to watch this for the first time. But of course, a lot of people posting their own pictures on social media from all across the country, because as we were talking about before, depending on where you are in the country, you're going to get some portion of the solar eclipse. Again, someone using a colander, and it made a very, very cool pattern there. You could see kind of the crescent of the eclipse too. And this person posting here, you could see it on their hand. They probably used some kind of device to show a little bit of the chunk of the sun taken out there. And this person was able to take a picture. I actually tried, you know, with the glasses over the phone. That didn't quite work so well, but a lot of people certainly have some special equipment where they can take pictures too. And out in Central Park in New York, they are packed with a lot of people waiting to catch a glimpse of the solar eclipse, a lot like our Woodruff Park, probably giving out free solar eclipse glasses in those areas. But the cool thing is, it is a shared experience, and everyone coming out and oohing and ahhing over this. And actually, I added this when we went out the back door. This is me and General Manager Mark Pimentel just kind of watching the solar eclipse as the clouds parted. So a very, very cool experience. We'll continue to gather some more videos and pictures, some more pictures rather, so we can show you what people across the country are experiencing, as well as right here in Georgia. Sharon, back to you.
Boy, we just can't get enough of it. Some of the best views, thank you, Tracy, in our area, they were to the north.
Yeah, CBS 46 meteorologist Ella Dorsey is live at Sanford Stadium on the UGA campus. Ella, how's it looking there?
It's absolutely absolutely amazing. We just reached totality, guys, about 8 minutes ago. It got really dark outside. I'm going to let you see behind me. People are now filing out of the stadium now that the totality is over. But I would say that there was anywhere between 40 to 50,000 people in the stands. They actually had to end up opening the west gates where they were only opening the east gates originally. So a lot more people showed up than what they were expecting. At totality, they played Back in Black, and everyone started screaming. It was a kind of football-esque energy in the stadium. And if you can look up in the sky, all the clouds have dissipated because there's no heating right now because the moon blocked the sun. So we got a great view of that 99% eclipse here in Athens. Again, the stadium is going to be open until 4. There was a huge turnout today. My two old professors, Dr. Knox and Dr. Marshall Shepard, did a great job emceeing, and I think this is kind of just a precursor to the football season, but also a really, really educational event that everyone seemed to really enjoy. So it was a great day to be a dog. It was a great day to be inside of Sanford Stadium, and the eclipse which just reached totality here is now starting to get back into the sunshine. It is getting brighter out here pretty quickly. It only lasted about 2 minutes, but it was amazing while it lasted. We'll have more updates to come here in a few hours, but right now back to you, Ben and Sharon.
They thought they'd pump that music out again, Ella. Quick question for you. You know, you're in that 99% totality range. What did that look like in comparison to the total solar eclipse that other folks would have seen maybe just a few miles to the north? It's pretty much the same thing, is it not?
Yeah, so 99% here, so it was still pretty light outside. We could tell that it got dark. It didn't get to that deep twilight. It was still pretty light outside, and it didn't last nearly as long. I would say it only lasted about 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes was pretty intense, and it was just a really cool experience. And I know for everyone in Atlanta that saw 97%, even though they didn't get the totality, they didn't get the complete darkness, it's still something really to behold.
And I know, Ella, you live for this kind of thing, but were you truly able to enjoy it, or were folks just kind of tapping you on the shoulder right and left, asking you all kinds of questions about it?
Oh, no, my hands have been shaking, Sharon, since I walked in here because I'm such a huge dog fan. To be able to feel the hedges and then also to get the experience of something based in meteorology and astronomy has just been absolutely incredible. I couldn't have asked for a better experience here, and I think that everyone that came here today probably feels the same way.
She lives for both. Total eclipse
and football.
And football. College football. If you know anything about meteorologist Ella Dorsey. We'll check back with you, Ella. Thanks so much.
All right, let's bring in Paul Osman and Julie Smith. You know, Paul, you mentioned this a few minutes ago. So my question for her about it was pretty much the same. It's not pretty much the same in terms of the lighting. And we saw that in Adam Murphy's live shot.
Big difference.
The depth of twilight that we get to.
Once you got out of the 100% range, it was going to become more of an eyeglass experience where you could see it and see how it moved across. But you were never think of the sun, how powerful.
Right.
When you get an extra 1%, that is almost daylight. That's just how powerful the sun's rays are. And that's exactly what happened in Atlanta and Athens, Dawsonville, everywhere except for in that slither that moved across northwest Georgia, where you all of a sudden said something's happening. And you saw how quickly it was, but that's where you got that moment that you can talk about for the rest of your life. That moment where you just saw and experienced everything kind of going away for a moment.
So when this stuff comes around every few years, and the next one I think you said is going to be in 7 years from now.
Yeah.
But you need to be in that path if you really want to see it, really want to experience it. You need to be in the path of the 100%.
Absolutely. I think if you're in Houston, I think this is going to go from Houston. This is general all the way up to like the Cincinnati area in 2024 of April. So if you have plans and you want to be in that area and you have relatives, just give them a call now and say, hey, what are you doing 7 years from now? But it did get darker here a little bit, but I'm sure folks that wanted to go outside just briefly probably thought it was a little bit disappointing, but it was always never going to be one of those times where it just got totally dark here.
And you said make plans for the next one in about 7 years, but get there. You were warning people. Julie Smith, we always get to see you. It's good to see you here with us.
I know, it's fun to hang out.
But, you know, people who stopped on the side of the roadways,
what did I say?
We thought, you're not going to do that, but they did.
Sure enough. And that's why, you know, I was watching the cameras trying to see if I saw anybody. I didn't see anybody actually getting out of their cars, but I know that they did because I pulled up one camera on I-85. Here it is at Pleasant Hill Road, and you don't see them now. They're gone. See, it's like they knew that we were coming to them. But there were cars lined up back on the side of the road there. I saw them, and you know, I mean, at least they pulled over versus trying to look out the window.
But said, please,
they said, don't do it, and they did it anyway. So you know.
And you mentioned what you saw, and you're part of our traffic solutions team, of course. Our Vince Sims is out there in it, in the mobile lab, and he saw people with their lawn chairs, and they were stopping and trying to.
They were not hearing us.
We're not your mom, we're not your dad. We're just telling you what they told us.
Just trying to help you.
Yeah. Our coverage of Eclipse 2017 continues.
Remember, we want you to share your Eclipse experience with us. All the great pictures and videos you took today. We want to see them. Tweet us, post on Instagram or on Facebook, and use the hashtag CBS46Eclipse. We'll be right back. And welcome back to our Eclipse 2017 coverage and a live look for you over at Sanford Stadium, where you can see fans are now departing. The sun is back out, and as Ella Dorsey, who was out there in the stadium during the total eclipse, told us, you know, thousands of people showed up for this, and so many of them so excited to watch it all take place. More than the stadium had expected. They had to open up both the east and the west gates, we're told, to facilitate all those crowds who were in there.
I mean, for sure there was a run-up to this big event, this historic event, but it's kind of a letdown once it passes through. You would think that people would stay and party and share their images.
If you're allowed to in this kind of a location. Maybe in the location they said, move along, people. Party's over.
We will check in with meteorologist Ella Dorsey. And you know what? It's all about productivity, too. Lots of people are talking about it today. Apparently, it is going to cost many employers money. A Forbes report says the total productivity loss as a result of the eclipse could top, that can't be right, $694 million just for getting a pair of glasses and looking up at the sun. $200 million of that, we've learned, is coming from states in the direct path.
But how much money is brought in as a result of it?
And that's why I like you, because you're a guy who's glass half full.
Eyeglass half full with one of them. But again, as we watch all this take place across the country, some areas have been preparing for years for this, and we've talked about that. Getting ready for this event to take place because there is so much, let's face it, so much money to be made.
Yeah, revenue brought in, hotels.
And it's a great experience.
Tourism, travel, personal, you know, people renting out lawn space in some cases. We've covered that.
Yeah. So we're going to continue to monitor it for you and keep an eye on all that's happening. Obviously, as people are beginning to trickle back to their daily life, if you're just tuning in at this hour, we're going to get you caught up on all the things that have been happening really across the nation.
It's been an exciting day.
This is a CBS 46 News special, Eclipse 2017.
Thanks for being with us. Sharon Reed alongside Ben Swan here. It has been a wild cosmic ride across America. Today's epic total solar eclipse has passed over the head and thrilled millions in the process.
Yeah, we've been watching all day as the sun's rays were blocked out by the moon for just that short period. It is such a rare event. We have not seen the likes of this since 1979, and we've been monitoring the coverage as it's gone across the country, really, and our sister stations have been tuning in for us as well. Now, people who have witnessed a total eclipse of the sun call this experience spiritual. They really do. It's a moment in time when you almost feel the movement of the universe, and astronomers say it's the grandest of cosmic spectacles.
Some high praise from all sides. A team of reporters covering all angles of the eclipse from across the state for you. But we want to begin with CBS 46's Adam Murphy, who really got maybe an incredible, I don't want to necessarily call it a spiritual experience, Adam,
Well,
but certainly a high. You got a great high out of that, right?
Ben, yes, you could say spiritual. I mean, it was a higher power, like I talked about, the drama. Just seconds before the clouds rolled in, people were so upset, some of them left. And then we had the faithful. Here are the faithful here in Dillard, Georgia. They hung around, the clouds parted at the last second. It was victory. It was complete, total eclipse. Totality in the path. As you guys saw live on CBS 46, everything got very dark, and the crowd just went crazy. So what a sight. I mean, you know, it's an awe-inspiring event, something that I'm certainly grateful that I got a chance to experience and that we got to share with our viewers on CBS 46. And now the music is rolling. The faithful are here. They're going to stay out here for a little while. Look at this. To celebrate, they're handing out some moon pies. You like that? Looks pretty good. In fact, how are you, son? Did you enjoy it? Would you like a moon pie?
No, thank you.
You don't want a moon pie? Would you? Oh, we already had 2 or 3? You can have a moon pie. What did you
I
think?
think it was amazing. I think it was amazing. We got up at 4 a.m. to drive here because we're from Atlanta, but we wanted to see the total eclipse. And so we came, we beat the traffic. We've been here since 6:45, and we were not leaving. We knew that the clouds would clear, and they did.
So you kept the faith.
We did. We totally did. My husband said all the Christians need to get on their knees and pray, and I said, well, how about you? And so he said a Hebrew prayer, and there it is. The clouds parted, and
It was
we
a
saw it.
beautiful sight,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was amazing.
Is it the greatest thing you've seen in your life?
It really is. I was alive for the last total eclipse, but I don't remember that. Obviously didn't see I was in school when it happened, so I didn't see the whole thing. So this is the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
And what surprised you the most?
Taking the glasses off when it was the total, because I was watching the whole time, and when I took the glasses off and it was dark, it was just incredible.
It really was. And then like the light switch came on.
Yeah.
And everything lit back up.
Yeah. It was
Absolutely
amazing.
phenomenal. And right now, you know, we've got thank you so much. We have an eclipse still underway out here because, of course, the moon has moved across now on the other side. And so there's still somewhat of an eclipse up here, but of course we have plenty of light now back in this area. And everyone here enjoyed it. And I tell you, we have a great story to tell. The drama leading up, the excitement when it happened. So you want to be sure to watch us this afternoon as our regular newscasts begin at 4 o'clock. We'll have something at 4, 5, and 6 throughout the evening on CBS 46 News, and it is worth watching, so stay with us. That's it for now. We're live in Rabun County. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Hey, Adam, any more of those moon pies? And we've been up here for a few hours.
I can bring you one back, Sharon.
All right, 1, 2, or maybe 3 of them. Thanks so much. We'll get back to you.
You know, you talked about earlier people sticking around. See, people are sticking around there. That's the right kind of place to do that. Well, NASA's been giving us an unprecedented view of the eclipse. They've used a series of planes, telescopes, balloons, and satellites. They've got a lot of toys over there to track the eclipse. So we're going to continue to monitor live pictures as long as they continue to follow the eclipse. A live one for you there.
Chief Meteorologist Paul Osman has been all over this, the run-up to it. And I know you said your wife, just one of the people who said, hey, I'm going to enjoy this, taking this historic moment.
Yeah, with my stepdaughter, they went up to Dawsonville, just an area where they could see a little bit better percentage, and it didn't disappoint. I thought a lot of people would be disappointed because it didn't go totally dark, but it was never going to go totally dark in Atlanta. It was going to be a situation where if you used your glasses, it was going to be A-OK. You could watch the eclipse, and then you'd be satisfied with it. And you get a little bit darker out there, and this is our vantage point outside right now with a little bit of cloud cover. This is one thing that did not cool off in the metro area, where temperatures 88 degrees, winds out east-southeast, right around 9 miles per hour. Look, there's a few pop-up showers, a few more than there were before. This is the one that Adam Murphy and I were tracking as it moved through the northeastern corner of Rabun County, moved to the south and southeast of Clayton, missed where Adam was, right here in Dillard, and now is beginning just to move quickly to the south and southeast. But once again, no rain, thank goodness, as the clouds opened up. There's it in time. There's it in the last few hours. Watch it move through northeast. Yeah, kind of weakened a little bit, and now it's moving into Tolola Falls and moving into near the Helen, Georgia area. But once again, a majority of that totality area did experience it, other than a little bit of cloud cover that was out there as well. Here's the overall pattern from Birmingham to Atlanta to Nashville, all the way into Rabun County. Looking pretty good. I think we see some clouds, as we said before, but very little as far as precipitation or those showers, even to this day right now. This time, just that pop-up shower we're seeing now moving out of Fannin County, developing there. But once again, we're now in and past the eclipse time. So just a few showers out there. I think we're going to repeat that again for tomorrow. So in the meantime, good viewing. Better chance up in North Georgia. Experience that area where you saw the darker hours and darker minutes, rather, but not so much for the metro. Let's get a check now on traffic, see what's happening out there. Here's Julie Smith.
Thanks, Paul. Good morning. Or good morning. I'm used to saying this in the morning. Hi, everybody. Well, right now, we haven't yet started to see that influx back into the city. This is I-85. This is southbound right here, just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. You see, it looks pretty normal here. On the other side, northbound, I'll show you on the map, that's where you are seeing one of the one spots spots. You are seeing a little bit of color. No accidents reported here, but for some reason that little spot there is orange, showing a little slowing. You don't see that southbound on the other side, but I do expect that to happen as people start to make their way back into town all along this corridor along I-85. That's what was the most busy today. I-85. You saw a little bit on 985, but nothing compared to the 85 corridor. So through Commerce, Brazelton, as all those folks, they're kind of hanging out now, as you sasaw our Adam Murphy hanging out with people, and they're just still sort of soaking up that excitement and enjoying it. But once they're done, I expect to see a lot of traffic there along I-85 moving into the city. So just be prepared for that if you have to kind of get mixed in there with them. I'll update you shortly on what's happening out there.
All right, Julie, it's good to have you here. And we do have images. I know our Traffic Solutions reporter, Vince Sims, is going to share some of those images as the afternoon rolls on.
Absolutely. We're talking about some maybe 50,000 people who are thought to have actually traveled to North Georgia to witness this event as it took place.
And that has made for some traffic tie-ups over the past several days. Let's get the latest now on the roads from CBS 46's Vince Sims, who is traveling along I-85. Are the roads pretty clear right now, Vince?
They have cleared up. We went through a portion there when it was going through the total eclipse and the other parts. It got really dark out here, and that's when we saw a lot of people pulling off and pulling over. But now that it's passed through this area, let me just go ahead and show you. Traffic is moving along just fine right now. We're moving at a nice little clip, so it seems like that all the people that were still headed north either made it to where they were trying to get to now, or they pulled off and they're heading back in the other direction there. We're just passing Martin Bridge Road, which means we're just north of the outlets on I-85's north side, northbound, still heading in a northern direction right now. But again, the traffic to this area is looking fine. I'll give you a look. There's traffic looking out of our back window camera, and you can see big truck coming up on the side of us, moving at a nice little clip there in the faster lane. So everything is moving fine right now. It just slowed down earlier, though, where, you know, when we were actually going through the most of the eclipse part that we were having in this area. So that was pretty interesting to see that it was dark out. Some people pulled over. I did stop one couple and asked them, I said, you know, you're not supposed to be pulling over on the side of the road. GDOT and state police are recommending, but they had some little ones in the car. The mom said we had to get snacks for the little ones, so that was their excuse for pulling over there. Now, the other people that had their lawn chairs posted up off to the side of the road in the shoulder, they didn't have any excuses there, but we did get some video of that earlier. We'll have turned around for you to show you that just a little bit later. But again, another look out the front of the camera over to the far left-hand side of your screen there. Big truck is going to block it just a little bit. You can see now heading city. We'll keep an eye on that and see if that builds up for you as well. That's going to be the very latest here from the CBS 46 Weather Lab. I'm Vince Sims. Now back to you in the studio.
I was going to say, can we blame the loss of the light picture
on the eclipse?
Sure.
On solar rays that were affected by the moon? Maybe not. Let's take a live picture for you. I think we have one of the moon. There it is. The sun. There it is. Together, as they've been throughout the day today. We've seen it take place from the west coast to the east coast as it's moved in that path, and pictures, you know, coming to us from NASA, and we mentioned this earlier, balloons, satellites, telescopes, planes. They have so many different toys to take shots of this with, and I don't think anything, though, is going to be able to compete with the experience of the folks who did get up. You know, Adam Murphy talked to that family. 4:30 in the morning, they went all the way out there. They've been sitting in that spot since 6:30. They weren't going to miss it, and they didn't. They had an amazing experience.
And for moms and dads who got to share that with their kids, it's something that, you know, they'll be able to talk to their children and grandchildren about. Now, some say the best way to see an eclipse is from an airplane, as you mentioned. In fact, some astronomers even convinced a commercial airline to charter a flight just to get a view from the air.
Dante Renzulli is live at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. So, Dante, what are you hearing about this experience? Does that even really work?
Yeah, well, one of the advantages to seeing the eclipse from the airplane is that there's no risk of missing it in case there's some unexpected clouds that develop. But the number one way that it's better than watching from the ground is you actually get to see the moon's shadow racing across the Earth as the eclipse approaches. That shadow is actually moving at about 4,000 miles an hour, so that's way faster than a plane could catch up with if it was trying to chase the eclipse. That's why it has to be in exactly the right place at the right time to see it. Sometimes they actually plan the flights. That's what Alaska Air ended up doing, and this is a video that a passenger took with a cell phone the last time they chased an eclipse back in 2016. They did it again. They actually had a special flight off the coast of Oregon. just to be in the path of this eclipse, and no doubt some of those videos are going to be coming onto the internet as soon as those passengers arrive on the ground. I'm going to be checking with some of the passengers getting off flights here at Hartsfield-Jackson to see if they got any shots. It's hard to say. None of the airlines are saying one way or the other if their planes made it, but we're going to be checking on that very soon. We're live at Hartsfield-Jackson. I'm Dante Rizzulli, CBS 46 News.
Dante, thanks. And when we return, we're going to take you live to Athens. That's where thousands gathered to see this historic event.
You are watching special coverage of the total eclipse of the sun on CBS 46 News.
Well, we do have a programming note for you because of special coverage. The Bold and the Beautiful will air tomorrow morning at 2:13. Set the DVR. The Young and the Restless, that comes on 30 minutes after at 2:43. So again, make certain that you get ready with the DVR.
Well, here in Atlanta, Georgia Tech is holding a solar event, and we've been watching these really take place all over the area for the last few hours, all throughout the day today.
Very exciting stuff. CBS 46 has team coverage for you, a network of reporters throughout the area chronicling this total solar eclipse. Ayanna Crystal is live on campus with a look at how students are reacting to this. Ayanna.
Sharon, it was actually the first day of classes here on the Georgia Tech campus, so everyone thought it would be a great idea to get everyone together to come out here to watch the solar eclipse. So there was tons of energy. They gave out free glasses to everyone, which was key. Now joining me is the Dean of College of Sciences, Paul. Paul, was it everything that you anticipated and more?
It was everything we anticipated and more. Really an exciting day. Great time to talk about science with folks too.
And it's kind of like a Christmas day for scientists. What information were you guys able to gather from the solar eclipse?
We had people measuring the temperature drop. We're just still looking at the data now, but somewhere between 5 and 10 degrees. People noticed that the wind picked up. People looked on the ground and saw marvelous images of crescent moons underneath trees, wonderful shadows of the light coming through the trees. Out there in the world of science, people are measuring the light coming past the sun and noticing that it gets bent. That turns out to be a wonderful verification of a great theory of gravity that Albert Einstein put forth in 1915. Wasn't really experimentally verified until 1919, and we do more sensitive experiments nowadays. That's the theory that enables our GPSs to work. Without it, we wouldn't be able to locate ourselves nearly as accurately as we can with our GPSs. So that's basic science coming all the way to your front door.
So this was really a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you guys got to see it firsthand.
We did, and we're very excited about that. There'll be more. We'll have a lunar eclipse coming up in January 2019, so that'll take place at nighttime, but we're beginning to plan for that. That'll be very exciting too.
All right, well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
So there you have it from the Georgia Tech campus. People got to look in the telescope. They got to pick out the temperature drops and see what they thought the temperature was. And you could definitely feel it cooling down here on campus because it was blazing earlier throughout the day. We got a little relief from the cloud cover, but it was an awesome sight to see here, and just the energy was amazing. Let's send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, an awesome time for so many people. And you know, some of the best learning experiences when it doesn't feel like learning, you know, she mentioned this. You know.
It's always the best experience.
I mean, you're learning about the science, everything that goes into this, and it just feels like, hey, you get to witness it up close.
So experiential, right?
Yeah.
The temperature drop, as you mentioned, the sights, the sounds, everything, all of it. Very cool stuff.
Now, one of the best places to experience the eclipse, as we said, in Athens at the University of Georgia Sanford Stadium.
CBS 46 meteorologist Ella Dorsey, she is there live. So, Ella, I think it's probably emptied out for the most part. It looks like there's two of you left.
Yeah, it's just me and Caleb here. We are literally the only ones left in the stadium. Caleb, thanks for staying here with me. Caleb's a freshman at UGA, and he was part of the experience today. Caleb, describe to me what it was like to be in Sanford for the eclipse.
First off, it was very hot, so it wasn't the best first experience. It is my first time in the stadium. And then when the eclipse happened, probably the best thing about it is the couple minutes, it was like 15 degrees cooler, it felt like. It was pretty interesting to look at it through the glasses, and then the light change. You can just take them off and on, look at it, and then just look how dark it got. That was really cool, just to go back and forth.
I mean, yeah, I thought the same exact thing. The lights came on the stadium. It kind of felt like twilight. It felt like a night game almost. You haven't gotten to experience a football game here, but describe to me, you know, what it was like looking around in the stands and seeing all the people. You said you estimated there was 20,000 people. I thought there might have been a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger in here than when you're looking on it from the outside, so it's kind of intense, but to be at UGA feels really good, to be part of the community, and I